Star Wars Unlimited enthusiasts, welcome to today's video where we're checking out Lando Law Blue. Well, it's no surprise that Lando from Law is back in the format. A little surprising to see him on a blue base instead of his Lake Country base. Now, Lando was one of those leaders that was really good in the Law meta. I mean, the ability to just literally create one credit token for a cost of one, naming heroic, because most of the time when that deck was being played, you were just playing mono yellow white. You named heroic, you got a credit token on your 5th turn. Turn 6, you flip Lando, pop that credit token to create 3 credit tokens, and then on that turn you would then drop an 8 cost body to the board. Mostly it was Liberty to disturb your opponent, and then you would go and win the game from there. So it's no surprise that Lando is still just very strong. I mean, again, there are very strong cards within the yellow heroic coloration that it's no surprise to me that it's just really, really strong. So we're looking at the 6th place deck from the Ridgeland PQ held in the US on August 8th. And with that said, we're going to take a look at the leader, the deck, and then jump to 𝐂𝐓𝐀𝐘 for that best 2 out of 3. So we already pretty much just spoke about Lando. Lando is basically tap 1, pay 1, tap him, choose an aspect, and discard a card from a deck. It can be your opponent's deck as well. Typically, we want to mill our deck because it's a little safer for us to know what our deck coloration is. Now, if we really feel we could hit something off our opponent's deck, we can say villainy off of our opponent's deck to mill the top card of their deck, being a villainy card. Then we can get a credit token that way. But a lot of times, just to be on the safer side of making sure we hit our credit token, especially on turn 5, we want to be going after our own deck and saying heroic. We create a credit token. Flip on 6, you may pop a credit token that you own to create 3 credit tokens. So basically on your 6th turn, you are allowed to drop up to a 9 cost unit by using your 3 credit tokens to reduce the play cost of it to 6, paying its resource, then paying your remaining resources to play it. You can play an 8 cost or even a 7 cost using a credit token to help reduce the cost. Typically, a lot of times what you would see is that you would have flipped the Lando, pop 2 of your credit tokens, and then you pay your 6 resources to play the Liberty out, and then basically disturb your opponent with a big 9/7 star cruiser in the sky that basically every time it's when played on attack skill goes up, where you can rest one of your opponent's units, and then for every 4 cost or less upgrade on that unit, return that back to your opponent's hand. So it really becomes a high disturbance of how your opponent has to deal with that, especially if they don't have any way to either fight it in space or don't have a kill card to blow it up out of space. So with that said, it looks like Lando has evolved into blue instead of Lake Country. We'll have to see maybe if that evolves again to go back to Lake Country. Now, a very big note here, folks, is that we have already been told that the format is not going to be lasting too long. The format is definitely heavily dominated by Cad Bane right now, especially more importantly, Cad Ash Blue right now, which Cad I expect to probably get banned here in the next couple of PQs because he's a little overpowered right now in this format, and he's definitely the heavy dominant deck. Just go look at the results for any PQ. He dominates the PQ season easily. Probably should be getting a ban for the leader itself and setting this format a little differently. But another big problem is that this format's going to be changing very quickly. Yes, I know we are in Ash right now. We just got Ash cards. We already have that, but unfortunately, Ash itself is about to swap. In October, and I think it's mid-October, if not early October, Homeworlds is coming out, folks. The 9th set of Star Wars Limited, the last set before we rotate out the A collection, that is Jump to Light Speed, Legends of the Force, and Secrets of Power out of the format once we hit set 10, will be, of course, here. So meaning that there's not really a purpose. A lot of people, myself included, who might not really want to play into this format for PQ season because really we have to learn the Cad Bane matchup and then immediately swap to a whole nother format and learn that format. And then in the next following month in November, Icons drops, which brings in reprints and even more new cards. So now the format's going to warp again. And then I believe probably in March, at my best guess, we would then get set 10 and we would rotate. So I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting one. Typically, you don't want a format just to be a couple of months. You do kind of want it to maybe be 3 or 4 months, in my opinion, for a format to so that people can learn the format and stuff like that. Typically, I would like a longer format than a couple month format, like 2 to 3 right now we're having, and then we're going to have a 1 month format before we have a new format again. So I don't know. After that, after icons, we'll have December through March to really have a nice, interesting format that we can check out for sure. But just a little heads up, folks, that this format, the Ash format, is not staying too long right now as we move into Homeworlds. And I believe that release date is, folks, that release date will be the 9th of October. That is coming fast. Yeah, that is literally the second full week of October, meaning that pre-release will be October 3rd. So we literally have the rest of August and September in Ash. Man, that is quick. But moving on, let's discuss the deck. We have triple Owen Lars of Restore 2 and Win Defeated. Search top 5 cards of your deck for a force unit reveal and draw it. Triple Anakin Skywalker. When a friendly unit attack ends, if no other units have attacked this phase, you may return it to its owner's hand. If you do, heal 2 damage from your base. As a reminder, he doesn't have to bounce himself. He can bounce any one of your friendly unit that attacks in, as long as it's the first unit that has attacked. Triple Hu Yang. If one attack may give an upgrade unit -4 for the phase. Double Yaddle with Restore 1 on attack. Each other friendly Jedi gains Restore 1 for the phase. Double Barris Ophi of Wind Blade. Heal 2 damage from a unit. Give an advantage token to each damage healed this way. Triple Droid Laser Turret with Sentinel and Shielded. 1 Rider Azadi. Restore 1 and then when play, name a card while this unit is in play. Opponents can't play cards with that name. Double Galen Ursa. When played, name a card while this unit is in play. Each non-leader card an opponent owns with that name, including those not in play, lose all abilities. Again, this is really nice to go for credit tokens or anything like that. So you could name credit tokens with this, and then you can name a specific card with this one. So basically, this is more of what nuisance card do you not want your opponent playing on you. Name something and your opponent can't then use its abilities. He does have a plot. Triple Kanan Jarrus of Restore 1 and when play may return a non-leader unit that costs 2 or less to his own hand. We do not care about his bottom effect as we will not be using any green or red units in this base or in this deck. Triple Kashka. If you control a token unit, this unit gains Sentinel, and then when played, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, create a Mandalorian token. Triple Anakin Skywalker. If there is a heroic unit in your discard pile, you may give a unit -3/-3 for the phase. That's all we care about. We do not have any villainy cards in this deck. Double Captain Rex of when played, when this unit completes an attack, give this unit an enemy unit Sentinel for the phase. Triple Pre Vizsla. Apologies, I thought we weren't playing any villainy units, but we are playing villainy units for Anakin. Of when played, defeat any number of non-leader units with a cost 6 or less remaining HP. Create a Mandalorian token for each defeated this way. So if we're not just milling this off for the blue effect of Lando, then we will have to play this for 10. But still, dropping this for 10 can be pretty annoying for certain deck strategies. And finally, triple Bo-Katan. When played, give each enemy unit -3/-3 for the phase. When an enemy unit is defeated, give an experience token to a friendly unit. For our space, we have triple Corona 4. On attack, give an enemy unit -2/-0 for the phase. When defeated, you may defeat a non-leader unit with 0 power. Double B-Wing Rearguard. As long as you control a ground unit, gain Sentinel. Triple Chimera. Again, if we happen to just be saying blue in this strategy, we will be able to just mill this straight off of the deck, having in there for the Anakin, but we could also play it for 9. Again, it is still a nuisance of a card to deal with for 9. Even at a 9 drop. Of when played, choose a friendly unit and an enemy non-leader unit. If you do defeat those units, when an enemy unit is defeated, heal 2 damage from your base. And double Home 1. With Sentinel, when played, heal all damage from each friendly unit. For our events, we have double the tree remembers. Enemy unit loses all abilities for this phase. If it costs 3 or less, defeat it. 1 retaliation. Defeat an enemy unit that damaged to your base's phase. Typically, always hold on retaliation to go after your opponent's leader. Retaliate their leader. There aren't many ways to like straight up kill leaders in one shot. This is a great way to do it. Though it does come with a trade-off that you do have to take damage to your base. sometimes it's best. Double Lost and Forgotten to defeat a non-leader unit if you do heal 3 damage from your base, and double Hyperspace Disaster to defeat all space units. Now, one thing I am noticing here is that we can easily also just say blue in this strategy. So instead of saying heroic, as I'm now realizing we don't really have all that much of a heroic tag in our deck, we were just going to say Vigilance when we mill the top card of our deck, and we're going to mill Vigilance, and we'll be able to hit always for that credit token on our turn 5 play. So that's how we're going to also be able to get pre-Vizsla and Chimera into our graveyard for Anakin. For the sideboard, we have one more B-Wing Rearguard, 2 direct hit to defeat a non-leader vehicle unit. Basically, if we run into the Piet matchup and we need to blow up those capital class vessels. Double the Mandalorian with shielded, and if damage would be dealt to another friendly unit, you may defeat a shield on this unit if you do prevent that damage. Double Finn with ambush and on attack, give a shield token to a non-unique unit. I always really like this Finn. This is a really cool Finn. One more Hyperspace Disaster in case we run into some really heavy space strategies. One Qui-Gon Jinn ambush, and then when defeated, choose a non-leader ground unit. Its own puts it on the top or bottom of their deck. And then finally, one out of aspect Rey Skywalker, or as we should just be calling her, Rey. She technically should just be Rey Palpatine, but who knows? We don't talk much about the Disney sequel trilogy. Opponents can't take control of this unit. This unit can't be defeated by enemy card abilities. It's a really good card to throw into your main board when you're dealing with your control matchup, because she's basically a nuisance to get rid of in the control matchup. Not mentioning because, yeah, she costs up 10, so basically you flip Lando, keep all your credit tokens, and then resource one more. On your 7th resource turn, you can drop her for reduced cost. So there is that as well, but she does come out for 8. For 10 because of the out of aspect penalty. But she's a really good card to play into your control matchups, because a lot of times opponents will have to go punch her in the face with units to try to get rid of her. And with that, that is the Lando Law Blue deck. Let's jump to care best for that all important best 2 out of 3. Alrighty folks, here we go. We have some Ahsoka Blue Gaming. I do really like Ahsoka Blue. I tried a little bit of her for a trilogy event I went to at my locals. I mean, I prefer maybe something else. A 3-drop would be nice. We got a 2 in Yaddle. Let's mulligan. Let's see if we can get something better. I mean, that's a pretty nice 2. Also pretty nice 3 as well. I know this deck doesn't play a lot of space. And we'll put the I mean, those are the 2 we kind of have to put away here. A Gunji Man. We're going to put out Anakin. And we will pass. We'll put the Corona away. We'll be able to attack like here with Anakin onto the Gunji, because the Ahsoka is going to have to play. Ahsoka is going to play another unit so that they can buff up Mr. Gunji. So we know that to happen, and then of course the action to trigger. So yep, there's the nail. So that is what they decided to go there. We're going to hit Gunji for 2. We're going to just pass on the Anakin trigger. Just not really any reason to do that. Then we're going to heal the damage there, give 2 advantage tokens to Anakin. And then there is the Ahsoka trigger popping up. Oh right, I forgot Nell's ability. They interplay units with 1 or less power interplay ready. So technically the Han Solo does get to come in ready this turn, which is kind of hilarious because of Nell. So we may be going after and killing Nell here, and then we can go like Kanan to then bounce like the Han Solo back to hand, because of his effect is quite a nuisance. But the one thing to know about this Ahsoka is that we do need to keep an interesting little bit of board control. So they're going to go and kill off the Barriss there. I mean, we do have ability to name something if need be. We'll put the Yaddle away. We are very close to the Rex as well. As a reminder, we do, when we go hit turn 5, we do want to make sure that we do remove all. Oh, did I pass on? Oh, I didn't really want to pass on the Anakin trigger. Oh well. But anyways, as a reminder, we do want to, on turn 5, we do want to use Lando's ability to make sure we bounce him back to our hand. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't play 𝐒𝐲𝐾 at this point here. Because that immediately makes a 2/4 Sentinel. The Ahsoka targeting 𝐒𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐒, so that just means that 𝐒𝐍𝐍𝐄 will be able to kill 𝐒𝐲𝐾 in a single, not a single shot here because of the Ezra. Again, this is only really good if you can't. I get why they're playing one copy in the deck, but still, I'm not too overly sold on that. Let's go Kanan. Let's bounce that Han back to his hand. I know he gets it back shielded, but again, that it's a nuisance of a card right now. I really just don't want to deal with, because that can get out of hand the more times he continues to punch into stuff. He just continues to get that out of hand. And again, we do need to keep one token alive for... We're going to kill the 𝐿𝐍𝐍 there. I mean, I know I have this 5 damage coming in here, but again, we have the droid laser turret. We have Captain Rex coming in because he's a when played, when defeated trigger, so we'll be able to give himself the Sentinel. So we're going to go name Vigilance. We're going to name him from our deck. Oh, Hu Yang. Hey, look at that. We got ourselves a credit token. We are going to claim the initiative. We did get punched in the face by that. Well, unfortunately, well, I guess we have the Anakin. I don't know what the heck do you even name in this? Name a card with unit is in play. Opponent can't play cards with that name. You really can't play it. You really can't ignore like Ahsoka. Guess we could just put this away. We're going to slap down the Captain Rex. We're going to pay without using any credit tokens because he is 6 costs. Pay without credit tokens. We'll give Yaddle Sentinel and I give myself Sentinel. Again, being a 7/7, meaning that Ezra can't kill me, and even if Ahsoka were to flip here. So at this point, the only one would be that so Ahsoka is going to flip. It's going to give support. Someone is going to get attack here. Well, there's the Naboo. I guess that was a reason to name it, because now we could have gotten rid of the Naboo Royal Starship off of that play. So Ezra swinging, that is going to be a straight kill. Right, because it got the plus extra 2 off because it has less attack from it gave itself +2. You may give a unit with, less power in it, so it's able to give itself that. So we'll flip, deploy Lando, trigger the effect to get 3 credits. I mean, I'm not, because we still have to go now through this, but I mean, we can kill that in one shot. The Ahsoka is going to have a Ray 2 and Overwhelm, and can give a buff to the Masami group Marines, which is such a nuisance. Let's go for Ahsoka there, hitting for 3. I'm just going to claim. There's no point in throwing this Mando. I mean, he has 2, so I mean, Hu Yang is a nuisance. Well, that would have been nice, you know, maybe a little while ago. I guess Galen can stay the Naboo Royal Starship, but we're about to get rid of Ahsoka anyways, because we can go Anakin, pay without credit tokens, trigger the effect to kill that. Not this is over going to matter, because that put me to 27, 29. I mean, we have to put this out. I mean, I don't know how we're dealing with this. I mean, unless I get lost and forgotten to deal with the stupid starship, I guess I know what I'm going to be saying with, because I mean, he just claims the initiative here. Basically, he forced my hand. I mean, he attacks, and then he just claims, and then there's nothing I can do. I don't know why you wouldn't just claim at this point. Son, just claim the token and then go for the win. we will use 2 credits to bring that out. Yeah, he should have just done that already. Another Anakin. Skip resourcing. This swings for game. Yep. Alright, next game. Alright. Let's see. Funny enough, I think I want both my fins in here. I don't know if direct hit's really worth it. I think there's ways of using this to name that starfighter so he can't play it. It's in the Naboo Royal Starfighter. So I think we're just going to throw in the fins. Let's drop a Huyang. And I'm going to drop an Owen. I think that's what we're going to do here. We could put another B-Wing rearguard to defend space, but again, his thing is a plot card, so it'd have to plot itself out. We could put in one more hyperspace, but it's just not really worth it for a 1 drop. We could put in 2 direct hit to try to nuke it off the battlefield, which is probably what we may want to do here. So let's put in 2 direct hit to try to go for that fighter. Let's drop Pre-Vizsla down to 1, down to 2, and we will drop let's drop the Chimera down to 2, and we're going to ready up. We'll start the game ourselves. That's a pretty good start there. We will we'll keep. This is actually pretty nice for us. So we will do the Chimera and that. We'll put out Anakin. We still, of course, we have the tree, which is pretty nice here. Huyang! Well, that kind of sucks because we can't put out the droid laser turret because of Huyang. Because Huyang will give it -2 the attack while it is upgraded. -4 to the attack while upgraded. Now it's still a Sentinel, so technically Huyang has to go after it. He would just pop the shield at that point. But still, I guess it's not too bad, the fact of what we can do with it. Guess we'll punch Huyang. We'll pass on the trigger with Anakin. Again, Ahsoka's going to want to play another unit before they trigger their effect because they want to always have 2 out. Lats. That's to give a shield token. We can immediately put out our Huyang. Huyang Gaming! Because we can go Huyang, attack his Huyang, killing it off. Interesting, you're not going to trigger the Ahsoka ability. We'll claim. I mean, we could mill 1 there, but I think it's better for us just to claim for the turn. I think we're now going to have to put the home 1 away. Alright, because we can go Huyang, then give that -4. Because, yeah, because we have that ability. We still have the Tree Remembers, which we can play this turn to kill something that's 3 costs or less. Let's drop the droid laser turret. Han Solo, we're going to name Vigilance. My deck. We got our credit. I know we got our credit 1 turn early, but well, we at least know where we may be hitting that with that Tree Remembers is probably our good man, Mr. Han Solo. Because again, if Lats swings, my shield doesn't get popped because Lats doesn't do damage, but Lats does get hers popped. Who'd he target with that? Okay, so targeting Lats, but funny enough, that won't matter because Lats is still at 0. She got a -4 to her right now. So she still doesn't actually have any attack on her. My opponent should have read Huyang. Huyang gives a -4 on the attack. -4. Oh, Mr. Gungy Man! So swinging to pop the shield. So that will be a trade out on shields. There. And then I already have a credit token. Owen may not be too bad. Because we can go Owen in a couple things. No, we're going to have to get rid of Owen here. Alright, so we're going to go, let's see, 𝐒𝐎𝐍𝐾𝐒 kill minus the lats. We have Tree Remembers, and I can burn another credit token as well if need be. I guess we could just name Blue on his side. Well, no, because he's got a lot. We can name Heroic, maybe. If we really want to. Let's go the Tree Remembers, kill Gunji, pay without using any credit tokens. I do not fear lats at all. We can go, let's go Vigilance, your deck. Pay without any credit tokens. Oh, great, there goes my Finn. Man, that would have been nice to have. 100% that would have been a nice card to have there. Alright, what exactly? Because you know for a fact Ahsoka can't do anything, so you use Trigger Ahsoka to go after lats again, it's pretty much pointless. You're just kind of burning nothing there. Yep. Alright. This might be good against that Starfighter in the sky. We'll put the Yaddle away. Kind of have to see what happens, because we will have 5 credit tokens we can burn against. By the way, so here comes Ahsoka. Ahsoka coming down. That will then trigger the on its skill. Oh my goodness, it's Jar Jar Binks Man! Everyone's favorite man, Jar Jar Binks Man. That is going to 2 Jar Jar Binks Man, but one will have to kill itself. But you can still get to trigger its Wind Plate skill, which is hilarious because technically you still resolve that. And then Nell swings. Nell then gets to pump someone else up. Alright, so that's going to pump lats up. We're going to drop Captain Rex without paying any credit tokens. We are going to give the Sentinel to Mr. Binks and Sentinel to myself. Then we are going to flip the ploy, the Lando Calrissian. We could trigger to give our 3 credit tokens, and then we could plot out Galen. But I think we're fine not plotting out Galen. Alright, so that is that. We'll kill that. Swing, unfortunately, I do not have enough for retaliation, so we cannot retaliate against our opponent. I should have 5 credit tokens. I had 2. Did I accidentally burn one for Rex? I shouldn't have burned one for Rex. Alright, so we can play with normal. We can give -3 to, let's give -3 to now to lats there. Swinging and killing. Okay. No one dealt damage to the base this turn, so we're just going to claim the initiative. Ugh. Ezra. Heal Ahsoka for nearly full. Bring out Sabine. Swing. Oh my gosh, I'm just getting slaughtered out here. Kill. Play this. Play without any credit tokens. Heal all the damage. At least I have a Space Sentinel now. I mean, I'm not dead from these 2, thank goodness. And this only gives an experience token, so I mean, use 3 credit tokens to play that. Have a blocker up. Claim the initiative. A lats to give herself, I mean, she can give herself a shield token and pop that off. 3, I mean, you give an experience token to someone. Okay. Oh, that's pretty nice, giving -3 to everybody. we're going to put away this. Oh, she replayed that. Okay. Bo-Katan, used without any credits. Resolve all. We're going to give Bo and Anakin one. Alright, well, thank goodness for the Bo-Katan coming down to save us a little bit there. Alright, kill off the Ezra, give an experience token to home 1. Home 1, swing, pass. Pre-Vizsla, we can now play for 10. You know what, we're going to put this retaliation away. Alright, hilarious enough, we've survived. I don't know how, but we did survive some way or another. We can give another experience token to that. And yeah, my opponent basically conceded that one. I also had the Pre-Vizsla in my hand to try to go for the win there. Alright, what do we want to do? I think, honestly, let's get that Qui-Gon Jinn now in the deck. And let's drop... I still think retaliation would be good against the Ahsoka, especially Ahsoka that's overpowered. Let's drop the Corona 4 down to 1, and let's get that Qui-Gon in there as a late game swing we can do stuff with. Just being able to punch here as we go into that all-important game number 3. I mean, this is a pretty good hand, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we have Bo-Katan, which can be dropped the turn we flip Lando, by the way, because we'll have 9 exactly. So I think we're gonna keep... We'll put away Hyperspace Disaster. This has a little more punch power for us, and I think we're gonna have to put away the Anakin. I really don't like it that we don't have a 3-drop that we can play for the turn, but Pre-Vizsla. Yeah, this is really sucky, the fact we don't have a 3-drop to play for the turn, but I guess we do have the ability to go for Lando. And stay on our 1 credit token, because we know for a fact our opponent has no way. They just sided an 𝐒𝐓𝐿 Skeen to play on, what, 6? Because 𝐒𝐓𝐿 has to play on a 6-drop. So we'll hit the Hu Yang for 2 here, triggering his effect. We're going to go for Lando, Vigilance, Mardek. Well, there goes our one and only retaliation. Not exactly what I wanted to mill, in my personal opinion. We're going to claim the initiative. We don't need 2 Bo-Katans, so we can now go Hu Yang into that. That allows us to play Kashka. What is he going to name? He's got quite a lot he can name here. Credit token. Ooh, sir, that is nasty on me. Naming credits. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Now again, credit tokens cannot be used. You can still use Lando's effect to give yourself credit tokens. That is a difference. I just can't use credit tokens for other effects. So I can't really use credit tokens to protect me or anything in that aspect. But I could still generate credit tokens off of Lando if need be. So we're going to drop this. So, I mean, the second we kill Galen, we are allowed to reuse all our credit tokens. I'd have to punch 2 into that. We'll just claim. Seems like a waste. I mean, you literally just kind of wasted that in my opinion. Alright, so we can then we can flip Lando. This still triggers his ability, like I said. The aspect is we can't burn credit tokens for stuff. We can't use the credit tokens themselves, but we can still, of course, go for the effect of a Lando. Lando just simply gives us credit tokens. He doesn't utilize credit token effects. Well, there's the ship I didn't want to see in the sky. And the Jar Jar Binks man! Oh my goodness, everyone's favorite man, Jar Jar Binks man! Alright, So that Ahsoka is now huge. It's now a 7 swinging Ahsoka on us. Yeah, we're gonna go. We have this to kill this. We're gonna go Rex, give Sentinel to that. Ahsoka swinging. Ahsoka will die at the end of this, by the way. So we're gonna have to sacrifice the Lando into the Galen. And then we can claim the initiative. We have a couple Koshkas. We can then go Bo-Katan, select the mount. We do need to burn 2. We resolve. Give an experience. Like I said, I don't really care for this. This is only a two hitting ship at this point right now. And I mean, we can go B-Wing rear guard to protect it if need be. And like I said, as long as we control a token unit, Koshka does come out with Sentinel. Now he can use the well, no, actually these are both zeros. Yeah, my opponent there is saying they did know that Obi-Wan wouldn't gain the Sentinel from playing it. Do I really care about the Obi-Wan, or do I want to go into the next turn and play Koshka for another Sentinel? I think, oh, well, they're just gonna, well, I think, honestly, I don't know, my friend. I think you might have been able to at least maybe stave out the game a little longer, personally, in my opinion. I think, because I still had the token to swing. I mean, yeah, you only get it when deploy, and you only get it when another force unit is on play and all that. But I think, honestly, he should have played out the game. He still had the fighter there I had to deal with. And I still had to deal with his 2 bodies. Not that it mattered, really. Bo-Katan can kill one of them. And then, like I said, I had Lost and Forgotten to play, and I had Koshka. So I could have done Koshka and then also Lost and Forgotten in a couple of turns. So, I mean, I did have that coming down. And I had the B-Wing rear guard to defend my base in space. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that game probably could have gone either way. And towards the end there, it was tight, though. It was a tight game in the end. Well, folks, Lando Law Blue got in the end, but man, it was a close one there, folks. A very tight, close one. Getting rid of that, having to go for that Rex to immediately be able to give Sentinel to the Galen, and Sentinel myself having the Ahsoka get killed off by the Rex after all of her buffs got removed. And then being able to get rid of the Galen, and the next turn going into, of course, our good friend Bo-Katan there. But it was a close one, folks. It was a close one there at the end. I think if my opponent had played it out, they may have been able to scrape the win. I think I almost had board control at that point, so I could have continued to play out. I had the B-Wing rear guard. I had a Lost and Forgotten sitting in my hand, so I had ways to get rid of that. Get rid of things if they became a big nuisance of a problem. But still, it was a really good game overall. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on Lando Law Blue and on the gameplay and the deck itself, and as well as what your thoughts are that the fact that Ash is only got the rest of August and all of September before we are in the Homeworlds meta, and then into the Icons meta. So let me know all your thoughts on the coming product. And while you guys are commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know when my videos go live for you. I'll see you here next time. I'm on Dragons TCG.